G'day, guys and girls. Welcome back to another fantastic episode of Bros with the Brains. I don't know where those guys are. It's not us. We are back with another fantastic episode. Hope you've all been well. And we're going to get into some fun stuff, no doubt. Talk a bit of shit. How are we, sir?
Same shit, different day. You?
I'm
same shit, different day. It's kind of like
shit, different day.
Every time I go see my chiro, it's just like, "How you going, bro? 5 years. How you going? Good. You? Yeah. Same. Yeah. Same conversation. Weekly, 5 years. Nothing changes, mate.
Well, I mean, yeah, I've kind of flipped things on the head a bit. We've moved training, so new meso this week, new cycle, new phase. New programming by myself for once, and we've moved the training block into the 6 a.m. window and not the 7 p.m. window. So taking a hot minute this week to get used to. My work capacity later in the evening tends to dip, so that's always interesting.
Yeah. So can you hear the lawnmower in the background, or is it just you can't hear it on your end? Sweet. Someone literally right now, as soon as we started recording, someone's
105, cool.
Mowing the lawns. It's after 2 o'clock, touch after 2 here. And then like the sun's out. So it's been a bit funny weather today. Sun out, sun not, sun out. So you must have seen a patch of blue sky and sun and gone, yes, time to mow the fucking lawns. It's like
middle of the day, 30 degrees.
It's a Wednesday, man. Like, what are you doing? Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Do it like the rest of the old men. Jesus. And wake everyone up on a weekend.
Is he wearing his new Brocs and then his, what do you call them? New Balance?
Oh, no, it's an actual gardener too. Like it's someone that's been hired because I can see the car with the trailer in it. I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake. All right. Well, if you can hear it, let me know. I'll close my window.
No, that's fine. Kind of shit.
Yeah. Sorry to the listeners if you can hear it and Ben's just old and deaf.
That's also likely.
Very true. So you moved your training to stupid hour of the morning.
Yeah,
as some bogans would say, sparrowfart.
The Dhamma clock time.
Yeah.
But it's actually been good. It kind of gets me up and gets the day started, gets everything out of the way. I'm home by 8:30.
It's like I'm home by 8:30. I'm done by 9. My day's finished by 9:30. I'm going back to bed.
Yep, that's it.
All AM.
But no, also I can't remember if I said it last week or not, but I officially postponed this semester for uni, so I put a deference application in. So
no, you didn't say that.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, I was looking at how much I was hoping to get done and what I was looking to do over the next sort of 12 months to really just get things in place that, should I decide to prep and go through with it, that no client misses onboarding or misses any education or teaching or coaching. So that next 3 months that I'll be spending, they roughly say 10 hours a week per subject. When you factor in travel, when you factor in tutorials, when you factor in rewatching content,
it's like 20 hours.
Unfortunately, QUT handled COVID very poorly, and the audio content for a university that has technology in the title is not very technologically savvy.
Yep.
And a lot of the content is basically hard to understand, I want to say languages, but at the same time, it's then poorly structured in audio. So you have to re-listen to it again or go back through the slides. So usually you might do the two at the same time, slide audio. I've got to do okay, let's listen to the audio. Now go back to the slides, see how that audio overlaps the slides and see what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So that 10 hours ends up being 20 at best.
Yeah, for no reason.
And so I also I'm happy to admit where my limitations are. So this semester was supposed to be advanced statistics, which is fun. I think I got a 6 on the first year statistics, but I also had Dalton to help me a fair bit. So I was my check-ins with Dalton were just us booking in now to go over my subjects.
Yeah, fair. Now, when you say a 6 out of what?
So they run the 1 to 7 grade scheme. Yeah.
Cool. Just for those listening, just in case, because that could have been 6 out of 100 and no one would have batted an eye. Everyone would be like, yeah, cool. 6.
6 is a distinction. 7 is like a high distinction. So I did well on it. But
how long I haven't been in school for?
Yeah.
Yes.
I also I like to get tutors for my subjects just to make sure that I'm really doubling down. There's no point spending $2,000 if you're not going to spend an extra $60 just to make sure you're learning.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Yeah. So that I just wasn't in the right frame of mind for everything that I was doing to then go, all right, I've also got to go to uni. I've also got to do that. I'll get back there probably next semester or the semester after and see how business is traveling. But yeah, to go from the structure I have in NW to then trying to get all this going and then move to uni, and it was like, ugh.
So did you defer the entire semester, all subjects, or are you going part-time, or are you doing just one subject?
No, so I deferred all subjects.
Hey, right.
I had 3 lined up because there are 3 I had lined up advanced sports psychology, abnormal psychology, and advanced statistics. Sort of been 3 pretty fun subjects. Then I looked at the workload, looked at quitting in W, and I was like, took it back to 1. And then I looked at it and I was like, even that 1 is still 20 hours. Like, it's just a different side of my brain that is going to be mush to get there. So just those next few months where I can really optimize everything, get it sort of in place and finish what I want. I'm kind of at that point now where I'm waking up excited for each new day as opposed to I was like, I've got to get this done before I go to uni. Got to get this back before I go to uni. So I'll get that done and then, go back and get my head back into it.
Yeah, fair. Sounds like a good plan. Business must be going well then.
Yeah, it's taking off. It's really good. Like I'm putting a lot of behind the scenes stuff together that for a lot of I think I really draw to newer or learning trainers or trainees that kind of how would I describe it? At the point where I started and what I wish I knew, I'm kind of that guy that is like, learn these things so you don't have to spend the next 5 years like I did.
You like to teach the newbies. Yeah.
So, get those guys and turn them into advanced athletes, but not everyone just inherits an advanced athlete and can coach them. So that to me is like the fun part and putting that together. So getting that happening to make sure I've got everything in place where you got a question. I was on a console yesterday with a guy and he was like, we were diving through his goal setting and stuff like that. And I literally had a folder available that I just simply was like, all right, cool. Got his Gmail, add him to the folder mid chat. I was like, there you go. Once we're done here, go through this, fill this out, listen to this. And he was like, fuck. Okay, cool.
You're sweet.
That. Yeah. And I was like, there you go. Happy days. So just having that stuff in place just means that it's more automation. I can just do coaching when it's time to coach.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's sort of the point, right, of an online business, depending on what sort of online business you want to run. The idea would be to automate what you can automate so that you can do what it is that you do. And a lot of us coaches are really shit with the back end. Like we're not very tech savvy, keeping everything up to date. So it's much easier if we get that organized. We don't have to do anything and we just do what we're good at. And that's telling you to either eat more, eat less, or lift with more intent and stop being a pansy.
Correcto.
Yeah, usually how it goes.
But I've actually had some pretty cool, again, not to plug in about business for this entire chat, but though the training clients are fucking awesome, Big Ewan smashed out 3 plates aside on hacks. We started on 1. So 3 plates aside for quality controlled reps too. He's at the same cadence of me now hitting hack squat. So to see that from where we started at the strength century hack squat, which was a big old, that's fucking awesome. Then I've got clients that one of my guys was 140 kegs wanting to be down to a 2XL for his wedding in July. He's already at 2XL. And I've literally not even taught him to track yet. We're just sort of through some basic changes. And I'm just like, man, this is awesome. How good does this feel? He's just changed and he's like, we just really doubled down on why sleep was so important and all these different little simple shit.
Yeah.
That got to get into that point. He was more motivated than to want to learn how to track even further. It's like, well, if this is what it's like not tracking and not being on top of my food, what it'll be like if I'm fucking.
Yeah, what happens when we add it in.
Yeah. I was like, there we go. Now we get it.
Yeah.
So that's been awesome. I had one guy, what is he, 30, 35, 38. Never been able to not drink in his life. 6 months sober. Had one drink the other day and was like, I was bored of it. I didn't want to do it. Yeah. He's like, that's just the way our coaching went, that we started talking about these things and causing problems, that sort of jazz. And ended up with just he's completely phased off it, controlled how he acts in the situations, all this stuff. So there's the big cool lifts to me are great, but then those mental wins that people get where it clicks in their head, to me, that's the exciting shit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they make the biggest difference, right? Those small things make the biggest differences always.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's almost like I'm trying to study psychology to coach people, but hey, whatever.
Yeah.
So literally that's the thing I'm doing, right?
Yeah. Who would have thought dealing with someone's mental state and helping them see things in a different light would also alter their life choices.
Weird. Anyway, so that's that business. So it's going good. It's getting where I want it to be, which is awesome, because I really stopped the other day to think about what I'd done in 5 months, and I was like, okay, it's a fair bit.
Yeah. It's always the case, right? When you look back, you're like, fuck.
Thinking where day one was back in October, I still remember I remember the date, the time, when I was like, right, I'm doing this. And then to be where it is now, it's literally 5 months and it feels like I've done fucking 5 years of work.
Yeah, wait until you get to the end of the year or the end of 12 months and you're like, shit. You're like, right, yeah, okay, no wonder why I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm not progressing in my lifts. I wonder why. Let's look at the last 12 months. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, you have
okay.
an automated online e-learning platform
Yeah,
as a business?
yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's like I've gone from being, employed to now self-employed and running a successful business. You're like, oh, okay, shit, that'll do it. It's like, yes,
Yeah.
that'll do it.
But yeah, if you're any of the listeners, if you're out there, give me some feedback because, and I don't even know who will actually do it. I know my guys probably will, but the outline of a course, if you were to be a new client coming aboard, would you look forward to things that are like teaching you about being a better client or teaching you about the concepts you need to understand for your training? So anything around that, because I'm going to put it all together and really try and push that out. So yeah, if you've got any feedback there, by all means, let me know.
Basically, just message him and tell him that he's shit. That's
Fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Just quit.
Just got to keep him in line a little bit. Just be like, nah, bro. Just like settle down. Who the fuck do you think you are?
What the fuck is this going?
Yeah,
He
pretty
won't
much.
do fucking nothing.
Yeah, literally. Well, yeah, man. That's good. Sounds like a good, positive change that's happening and occurring, which is always nice.
Yes, it's good to be excited to get up. Where I was at the point at the back end of NW where I was just like, like as we've talked about, the plan was 3 to 4 years time, finish uni, get Matter going as a business then. But yeah, kind of got to that back end point where I was just like, fuck, can I do this for another 2-3 years? Like,
yeah.
Actually being excited to get up and train, it was just like, yeah, it's been fun. Getting excited to work. Like I'm going to bed like, I've got to do all this work. I'm like, wait, no, I get to do it tomorrow. I get to do it tomorrow. I get to do it tomorrow.
Have you found the training in the morning, has it affected your ability to lift like weight and stuff like that?
Progressed everything.
Yeah, right.
Killing it.
Yeah, that's why I can't understand people that train late. And for those that listen, if you train late, you guys are psychotic. Like I love you, but you're psychotic because like I can't. My routine is as soon as I wake up, I need to eat and then go train. Like otherwise, forget it. I'm a write-off, especially if it's a heavy session. Like if we have a heavy hack session going on, it's just like, nah. If I'm training after midday, I'm useless. Just nah. It's like as the time goes on, the risk of injury for me gets higher. I find every time I look back at it,
focus.
Literally, it's sort of like when I look back at any sort of niggles or injuries I've ever had from like being in the gym, they've all been training after midday. Yeah, so it's like anything before
correlation
midday,
isn't causation, but it's a pretty strong
anything before midday, mate. I don't get injured, nothing. It's just anything after midday. Honestly, forget it.
My muscles are perfectly primed. Anything after that, they switch off.
They're pretty much. They're just like, nah, not today.
You need your rotator cuff supportive tissue? Nah, they're off. They're not working.
Literally, my quads are just like, you want us to lift 5 plates aside after midday? Cool. Well, we'll just tear off the bone. No stress. It's fine.
But yeah, it's actually been it's been good because like it's fun. It's fun to write your programs how you want them to look and how you want them to progress and what you want them to focus on. So we took where Dalt wanted the block volume to be. I sort of relocated it into different areas that I think needed more attention. Less chest and back focus for thickness, and we're looking more at width and kind of still balancing out legs. They're always just going to be a thing for me, but a lot more shoulder arm volume than last time. A little less on the chest and back, just because like it comes in really well when I lean out. But at the same time, like my thickness in the sagittal plane is disproportionate. So it's kind of like, if I keep thickening that up, it's going to look good for taper and stuff like that and side shots. But if it leaves the rest of me behind, I was like, let's put the volume elsewhere. Get those arms and shoulders starting around out a bit better.
Well, I mean, you just phase it, right? It doesn't matter. Like you can always just phase everything around. It's like at the end of the day, if you're still training chest and back and have some progression in there, it's still going to grow. It just
we're still hitting rapidly.
Because I guess
MEV.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, can you have too big of a chest and back in a bodybuilding show?
Like, I mean, balance is key.
Yeah, so balance is key, but you're kind of like, but like front and back shots, you're like, that's.
We've still got some good fun back movements in there, like a lot of single arm stuff now that we just weren't doing a bit previously. That me and Tom just really found we got better contraction and movement through. So just being able to focus on that a little bit more. Just some good row exercises, good pull exercises. So yeah, it should be fun. But yeah, easy pain on the knee and stuff like that. Now just spacing out the heavier flexion movements. We were just abusing ourselves on the same day with like 4 different compounds that was just too much load through the tendon. going by what my incident was like previously, it was just kind of at that MRV where it was like, ugh, probably not anymore. So, I mean, yeah, hack squats jumped up to a plate and half a Bicky extra. We played around with banding the pendulum to make the top of the resistance curve just as strong.
Yeah.
And it's fun, a little bit hard on the knees, but at the same time, like you can feel you can't actually get out of that. Like there's no easy spot then. So
which is actually, it's an interesting one because I like to use bands at certain points, and I had a conversation with James Mack from Prescript about this. It was a pretty good conversation because his reasoning was, why would you want to strengthen the weakest portion? Why would you want to add weight or resistance in the weakest portion of the movement? He's like, wouldn't you just train another movement to then get stronger in that? Because there's a reason why the machine is built that way, that you do not want to overload the weakest portion of a movement, right?
Okay.
Because it's the sort of mitigating injury. So he's like, well, why? And then on the other side to that, it's like, well, if you need, depending on the machines, not all machines are equal and blah, 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 which is the conversation we got into. But it's an interesting point because a lot of people will ban things. Again, a lot of people that don't know about how to band a certain piece of machinery to better suit their mechanics will band it because they see someone band it and they're like, because this person said that it does this, and it's like, yeah, but it's like, why do you want to do that? And then you ask them the question and they can't really answer it. Okay,
so that's why we were in the application of why we banded the pendulum was because there isn't a constant, I guess, linear tension that comes from the movement. Once you get out of the bottom of the hold and you really get up to like that full 90-degree mark, it really just comes off. And it's really just like you're just standing up. And that little bit extra there is just tension you can add back on with little extra risk. That is just going to focus the quad a bit more.
Yeah, that's just an interesting one. But it's an interesting conversation when it comes to changing strength profiles and stuff like that. But
but I did see someone send it to me. The old Johnny Jewett put up a thing about reverse banding the hack squat, and it kind of got me thinking because I have a problem with people that don't think systematically, and they'll make generalized statements of one specific aspect, but then neglect the rest of the overall systemized approach and look at how things impact together. And I'm not saying that's John. I could have just missed. I just got sent a snippet, so I could have missed the entire conversation. But he was kind of arguing about why you shouldn't reverse band the hack squat because you're essentially making the hardest part of the lift or the movement pattern a bit easier, and that's going to take away from the load and tension you could place on the quad. But at the same time, if I'm looking at it from, say, a fatigue perspective, yes, I'm taking a little bit of tension away from the bottom of the movement, but it's allowing you to get greater load and force production to get out of that to do more reps at that similar weight. So I'm able to overload my quads more with less load on my knees. So in the long term, or I guess chronic application of the fatigue management, I'm easing off my joints versus making it harder.
Yeah, I've seen that argument a million times. It's like, well, why reverse band the hardest portion of a movement? It's like, why make the hardest part of a movement easier? And it's like, well, because your goal is not to overload the knee. Your goal is to overload the quad, the actual muscle itself. So just because you can take a little bit of pressure out of the knee doesn't mean you're not still getting full activation and stimulation of the quad. And if that's the case, you can always add a little bit more weight to compensate for the band's resistance to say, okay, well, now this is the true weight that I was aiming to lift anyway. And look, now I have no knee pain still. So it's a moot point. I get it, but it's like,
Yeah, it's just one of those like focal points where, and it's again the thing I always preach to people is like, look at the principle, not just the method. If someone's just fixed in their method, I would ask them more questions. And if you're just getting someone to deliver one single method but not the underlying principle, you have to ask like, where is your fixation line and why it's there? Because generally they've just got some sort of bias. But if you're kind of like looking at a singular aspect of a conversation, but you can't look at it systematically, like what else is contributing to this that will make that decision? My logic in the, I guess, exercise selection of reverse band the hack would be I'm trying to overload it more of a hypertrophic range and also want to alleviate pressure on my knees. So reverse band the hack squat.
Yeah, my statement to that would be look at all the big guys that lift 10 plates aside with reverse bands and look at the size of their quads. I'm just going to do that because they did it and they got huge quads, which again, ladies and gentlemen, you can never discount anecdote. And it's an interesting thing. It's like, that's where the true science lies. It's like these guys did it for a reason and it fucking worked. So just do it.
There's pioneering in things that get done before the science catches up. And it's not to say that science is never wrong, because we're fucking science guys. But in saying that, it's always my thing when people dispute like pro bodybuilders or pro athletes, they're fucking genetic freaks, you can't listen to them. It's like, yeah, but something about what they did stimulated that genetic potential to get that result. You can't just dismiss it. Like
we can make things better and safer, maybe.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they did it. They got jacked. That's
Ian Valier, like, what was it the other day? Was it Ian or James Hollingshead? They were doing hack squats in one of their dungeon gyms, and it was like 10 plates. Oh, fucking something. How much was it? They had to put the extender on the bar to put more plates on. Full ass to grass and knee flexion, slow controlled reps, no issues.
I think James can squat 700 pounds for reps.
What a hack squat.
No, he safety bar squats, bro.
Oh, that's beautiful.
He can safety bar squat. I'm pretty sure it's James. Ian's got a strong hack squat as well.
Ian's a fantastic hack squat.
But James Hollingshead, he's got a big squat on him. I'm just trying to think. Where did I see the video? Where are we? He's got too many bloody Instagram accounts too now. He was squatting like 7 plates aside, but maybe it was Ian that was hack squatting that you saw. Let's have a look. Why didn't that come up? What's his name on here? Or has he been shadow banned and I can't see it? Oh, no, here we go. So he hasn't got many plates on the hack squat in the video that he's posted recently, which was 2 days ago. But he does have a big hack squat. He's hack squatted like 8 plates, 9 plates aside.
Yeah, it was something stupid. When I saw it, I was like blown away. Firstly, that his knees could handle that, because I was quite envious of that.
Yeah.
And then second, his back could handle that. Also envious of that.
Yeah, they're all strong. Like, have you seen Ben Chow squats like fucking? I think he barbell squats like 7 plates aside, and he can hack squat like 10 plates aside, no problems. He's like 6'4". Like, all right.
So squat like Cho is his Instagram handle, so you want to hope he can squat.
Yeah, he's
squat like Cho. He's doing like 1 plate aside.
Yeah, no, he can.
Just Tony, bro.
These guys can squat. And I'm sitting there like, I haven't squatted in so long. I'm like, do I want to squat again? And then I'm thinking like loading up a bar, getting it on my shoulders. And then I'm like, nah, I don't. Yeah. I'm just going to
thoroughly enjoy a pendulum and a hack squat.
Yeah.
Even like lunges, we put in lunges and I was like, yeah, that's plenty. I'm getting full shortened and lengthened positions of my quad, getting full loading and tension through there. I don't want to squat. Yeah,
part of me is like considering going back to deadlifting. I'm like, do I want to deadlift again? I'm like, nah, I don't want to deadlift again.
My head's thinking that. My records are like, nah.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, like, do I want to do this? Nah, I don't want to do that again. Not anytime.
Hey, on another note, did you see old Bretty has left Hostile?
Yeah, he put up a video this morning talking about new sponsors and stuff like that, and he hasn't announced it. Well, he hasn't announced a new sponsor yet. There's a few things.
I've got a feeling
it makes sense though. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Seems Raw loses their big name guy and Nick jumps on with Hostile. It's only logical that, I don't know, perhaps Hostile couldn't match the offering that Brett's going to get.
So Ben, this is funny because Ben put out a video today on his Instagram story saying people need to stop thinking that Hostile didn't have enough money. People apparently saying that Fouad was cheap, and he's like, no. He goes, Fouad's probably going to tell me off for putting this video up, but it had nothing to do with that. The contracts that were renegotiated or were going to be renegotiated were actually renegotiated early as a gesture of goodwill. And it was there that I think it was expressed that they wanted to part ways. There was no animosity or anything like that. He goes, he just had a different opportunity. It's like, well, fuck, shit happens. It's business. So who cares?
Yeah. But yeah, I hope he doesn't stop him being on the podcast, because I think he's just a good neutral addition to it. But yeah, hopefully it's simply just a business aspect and the personal part stays aside.
Yeah. Well, either way, who cares? Shit happens.
Yeah.
Life goes.
Hopefully there's something more to watch on Instagram. So
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to stop them from putting out their own podcast and whatnot and having people on there and all that sort of stuff. So,
well, yeah, Raw U's got one.
Yeah. They've got, it's just Jansen, Seabum, and what's his name?
Doctor, whoever the guy is.
I want to say his name's Nick, but it's not. It's
is it Dan something?
Oh, maybe, I can't remember. Yeah, is it Iacovel or something? I can't remember.
Something like that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so how are you?
Same shit. building a gym, putting a gym together. It's always fun. Just doing all the back end for that, to be honest, setting up all the systems and stuff like that, and getting a landing page built so that we can start to promote and have people sign up and all that sort of stuff, take pre-sales and shit. So it's been a lot of back and forth with that. I'm trying to think what else. I haven't been training too much. Did leg session on Sunday, which was nice. Had to use a pre-core or a Carrion hack squat, which was always fun. Can still load that thing with 4.5, 5 plates. I hadn't hack squatted for a couple of weeks. Still no problems, which is always nice.
How's the deload? Yeah, the auto-regulated deload?
Yeah. It's been good. I needed it. Just high stress, just obviously opening a gym and stuff. So body weight hasn't really shifted at all. Body fat hasn't shifted, which has been nice.
Always good.
Checking photos looked flat as fuck, which was hilarious. Even Joe was like, "Man, I haven't seen you this flat since we ran like DNP." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm flat as shit, bro." But that's all good. A little bit of food and a bit of a pump, and we're right. So weight hasn't moved, which is good. Just gonna have to go lower and slower again, I think. But that's the game.
Correcto.
Which is not fun for someone who likes their PEDs a lot, but that's okay. Life goes on.
Those are feds, as in the lollies for everyone listening at home.
Yes, of course. That's all it's all about. Please, people listening to this podcast don't know that we talk about that stuff. And man, you get the wrong podcast. That is for
speaking of now, give or take things between them, whatever, doesn't bother me. Dean Shape looked pretty good. Did you see the photos?
Man, yeah. I was watching. I actually watched the live stream when Lizzie put it up on Instagram. Dean looked great. He's, I think, almost hard done by, but it's hard, obviously, with an Instagram live stream and then photos.
The photos I saw, like going by what I could see, the delts were around. The waist was tight. Dean just always has a good tight waist. His body composition seemed nice. His taper was there. Yeah, I was having
a chat with Joe and a couple of the guys that are at the comp. And even they were like, "Yeah, it was an interesting call." That's the way they sort of put it. They're like, "Yeah, very, very interesting." I'm like, "Okay, fair enough."
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they peak differently. What's this? They're doing it. There's a second show coming.
Yeah, 2 weeks. That'll be a bigger show. A lot of bigger people in that. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. But I mean, that'll be that'll be like a pro qualifier.
Yes. So, is the Two Bros Pro show not a pro qualifier?
No, that one wasn't a pro show. That was just an amateur show.
Oh, so like our equivalent of a state show?
Yeah, I think so. And then the next one that they're doing is the pro show. So
that's just a qualifier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting.
Thought he come in, he was over 100s, 110? What was he?
96. No, 94. 94, 96. Something like that. He's like 8 kilos up, I think, from his last show. So yeah,
good.
Yeah, low to mid 90s. I think he came in, and I think he wants to come in even tighter. I think he wants to come in at like 90. He reckons. So that's a lot. Yeah, I'm scared for him.
If he's coming in and not like that just tells me how much more work I have to do because.
Yeah, I know. It's the worst part. Like I love Dean, but the worst part about him is like, it's just a hobby. Like I don't care. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
you're like probably got like Australia's best genetics. Shut the fuck up. Like just stop. Just shut up.
just say you care. Just say you do.
Just try, please. Yeah. But yeah, no, he's in good stead over there. So we'll see how he goes.
Yeah, so it's given me it's definitely redirected my head of like, I mean his weight his weight and where he is and how that looks. It's very a lot of work to go, if you will.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, very different structures, right? So it's like his structure is very, very unique to him. It's a nice physique, nice flow. I think it's funny because I feel like his proportions and whatnot, it's an interesting one because he always competes in open.
Yeah.
I feel like if he was in classic, but if he downgraded some of his size in certain areas and stuff like that and had a little bit more, like you'd almost be like, oh, like you could be an okay classic here, but
yeah,
he's just not big enough maybe yet for opens. He just needs to fill his frame like way more. And it's just a matter
I
of
mean,
time
he has-
if he wanted it, but he won't do it. This will be his last show, I reckon. He just won't do another one.
I mean, yeah, he's got that potential there that fucking every time I've seen him, I've just been envious of. Those round delts, and just like, bruh, like 3-dimensional heads hanging off your shoulders that I need to grow. Fucking,
literally,
like,
just everything.
I have shoulders. I'm taking, like, looking back at photos, like, I've grown shoulders. You have shoulders.
Yeah, he's got shoulders on shoulders. That's the joke.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
Is what it is. So, should we move into Q&A and have some fun?
Let's do it.
Let's have a look at what's going on. Where are we? So, starting off, would you rather? Would you rather genetically elite lifter who fucks around, or a lifetime intermediate who is meticulous? I'm assuming you'd want to coach. Would be the which one would you rather coach? Would be the question. Yes.
Oh, easily the intermediate, without question.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be the same because I just want somebody that can actually sit there and train and
you can take, like, the good thing about genetic capacity and your genetic cap is that it's there somewhere to be found, but most people have never found it, and they always cap themselves like, I just haven't got the genetics for it, but you've never put in the work. If someone's intermediate, yeah, sure, we can know that they will have a genetic cap at the ceiling at some point, but if they're willing to be meticulous and work it, you can fucking grow it, and then you enhance it and then push that even further. So I always think that, a genetic average, but with a capacity to be meticulous and grown, without question.
Yeah, I couldn't care less about genetic potential. If they want to train and go about it, they want to train and go about it. Like, couldn't care if you have great genetics or what we would deem, I should guess, shit genetics.
Yeah.
If you want to put the work in and progress and better yourself, then I am all for it.
Yep.
What else we got? What's your favorite obscure training or nutrition hack, trick, tip that you know? Obscure training or nutrition hack. I mean, when dieting, nicotine's always a good one, and coffee being a appetite suppressant. I don't know if that's obscure though.
You can also go with there's a good mixture or good variety. 5-HTP. 5-HTP in your Himbine is always fucking glorious. But then you've also got things like xanthan gum and protein sludge.
For me, it's sugar-free jelly, man.
Oh yeah, sugar-free jelly, phenomenal.
Great.
Super easy one is like freeze, like empty or drink a quarter of your Pepsi Max and then just freeze it. Yeah. And you literally just you spend time so focused on breaking down and eating it.
That it takes time. Yeah.
The calories are literally exactly the same, almost nothing. And the time it takes you to eat it, you're satiated, you're satisfied, you're full, it's sweet, it's tasty, but it's also not something that's going to be really stimulating the palate to be like, I've got to have more, It's just, you have some Pepsi Max, which is frozen. So
I'm just trying to think of obscure. Like, obscure is the word there. I'm like, something to do with training hacks. I mean,
BFR is always a good one.
What's that?
BFR is always a good one, but I wouldn't say it's obscure.
Yeah, I mean, there's no real obscurity in a lot of the things that I think that I have in my head. I mean, I don't know if they are obscure.
It's because they make sense, right?
Well, yeah, it's kind of like when you're doing like unilateral work your weak side first and then your strong side, for example, kind of like there's a little tip. So many people do the opposite. They start with their strong side and then can't match the reps on their weak side. And it's like, well, yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else for training, to be honest. Oh, I mean, so I went to the gym the other day. Don't do this. Don't do don't do a tricep with a gym partner using 3 pieces of equipment. That's the only pieces of equipment in the gym.
Like over the age of 40 or fucking
one was competing in 2 weeks. And it's like,
Chris, put it down, mate.
I'm like, there's 3 pieces of equipment. They're using leg extension, the adductor, and then the abductor. So because they're separate machines. So the gym that I was at, they had those 2 machines as separate, not together. So 3 pieces of equipment. I needed the leg extension or the adductor, either or. And these guys are using all 3, doing triceps, and then they were doing literally 4 sets to fatigue. And I'm kind of like, oh, for fuck's sake, boys! Like, come on, man.
I get that. I get intensity output if you're about to compete. I get that. Like you're just simply trying to push fat loss. But
Yeah.
at the same time, there's no need to be doing trisets of
It's just
3 different leg exercises.
Yeah. I'm just sitting there like, dude, like, can I just use one? Like you can just bloody superset it. Like, and then add the last one in last.
But like, even if you logically step that out, like if you're going to do leg extensions, I might superset with something like a sissy squat to just get a full leg flexion, knee flexion, and work that full range of motion, maybe. Or you might do a fucking lunge. But I don't know, just throwing random shit together for output. Genius.
Well, yeah. Anyway, I had actually asked the question, what's your favorite body part to train? So someone has replied with shoulders. I feel like for most people, shoulders is the least enjoyed body part to train for a lot of people. Like
I do love shoulders or back.
Yeah, but do you remember the day of having like a shoulders day?
I used to be painful.
Like I don't do that anymore. Like it's it's literally just push pull with some shoulders sprinkled in. But it's like remember having a shoulders day, and it was really just upper pec the whole time.
Yeah, it's just a very very like.
I'm going to slightly incline dumbbell or barbell military press. So upper pec, got it. Anyway, I don't know about shoulders, but they can lateral raise all day, every day.
Oh yeah, cuff lateral raises.
Yes. Can online clients come down and train with you when you open your gym? I mean, you can, but it's a small group or a group strength class setting gym. It's not a commercial gym.
Yeah.
I mean, there will be free space, obviously, during the day and stuff when there's no classes running. So if you want to come in and do a tech session, maybe, why not? Would Ben be a better bodybuilder if he slept better?
Fuck you all. I'm sleeping good this week. Fucking 7 hours. I'm out like a light. I need 7 hours. I've worked out. If I get less than 7, I'm basically drooling myself all day. But if I get more than 7, it's not bad. It's just that like there's a lot. My trade-off of 8 or 9 hours sleep is that I get a lot less done. So am I enjoying that 7? Like that 7 hours is that optimal spot for me.
That's fair. I need like
that's 10. What I'm getting. Yetis do have that.
Well, after the melatonin post, like, yeah, that's right, bitches.
Anyway, 200 milligrams of melatonin.
Yeah, don't take 200 milligrams of melatonin.
That's don't do that.
Don't do that. Just it's okay to take 10. This is what I was trying to say. It's okay. Don't, but it's okay. This is, remember, no medical advice given here. This is all for entertainment purposes.
Yeah.
What's the science behind L-glutamine and when is it best taken?
L-glutamine, like it's hit and miss on a lot of people. I heard Guy Sistinino and then that talk about on the podcast about how they apply glutamine and like it's gut health and absorption of protein and all these sort of things. It's really just a non-essential amino acid. It's the most ripe amino acid in the body.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, glutamine. It's the most abundant amino acid the body has.
Yeah.
It's not essential. You don't require to get it, but at the same time, it will just be created in the body by its own processes. But it's used in the sense of the argument is that it improves the uptake of protein by enhancing the repair process of the stomach lining.
Yeah.
And rebuilding the cell line of the stomach wall. So therefore, you're improving digestion, uptake of nutrients.
Yeah, so it's good for basically the lining, stomach lining, like you just said. It's really good. The other thing it's really good with is it looks like it can help with initial bouts of inflammation from food. So again, you're always going to be, or you're always going to have bouts of inflammation when you eat food. It's kind of like it's a completely normal response. Some people have food though, and then the inflammation stays longer than it should. Glutamine can help sort of keep that process like kicking on so that the inflammation dies down and all that sort of stuff. So again, a little iffy, but that's sort of the pretense to it. In terms of timing, there's no real specific timing, right? It's kind of like have it whenever it's recommended by whoever's recommending it to you.
Yeah, there's very few supplements. Like most supplements have it in the name what time you're supposed to get, like a pre-workout. Caffeine, you know those ingredients of pre-workout, but even things like your creatines and like glutamines, it's just consume it when it's when it's convenient. And generally the consumption is like you're already having a shake, so you add it to it. So whether it's protein or whether it's your pre-workout, that sort of like amino acids, like if you have an intra-workout drink, you kind of already have it a drink, so you just add it.
Just throw it in, yeah. That's why your shakes always end up having 55 things in there.
Yeah.
Thought you can have a laugh. Got told today power lifters should train calves. Is this wrong? I mean, is it wrong? No. Should train calves regardless because you want an all-round aesthetically balanced body or physique. I mean, there is some knee flexion involved from part of the calf, but at the same time, is it necessary? No. Should you? Probably.
We all need more calves.
I mean, we all need calves, yes. Like, that's probably the best way to put it. I can't think of a much more simple way to put that. Training arms is my favorite. Man, I don't know. I get bored training arms, bro.
Yeah, I've not done a arm day in so long where it's actually just like I love having an arm accessory at the end of a session or like something like that where I can just go balls to the walls with it. And it's just like, it's one exercise and that's it. Because like it's such a small muscle group that the blood flow to it and pump is so hard if you do more than say like 2 exercises that it just becomes non-constructive, really. Like, are you really feeling every single rep?
Yeah, and I mean, there's only so many ways you can train your arms. Your arm only flexes and extends. It's like kind of like your elbow joint only flexes. Like, it's fucking boring.
Yeah.
It's only so many angles and ways I'm going to be able to bring my hand from being like completely level out and straight to bending my fucking elbow. Like, how do you get excited by doing that? Like, what about that process makes you happy?
Yeah.
That's what I don't understand.
I mean, the feeling's good because your arms are growing. You want big arms. Like, I'm going to increase my arm volume, but at the same time, like, that's really just from extra sets of the same exercise.
Yeah, but they only look big at the time and then they deflate and you're like, oh.
Or you just take enough subs and train hard enough that you get to look big eventually.
Yeah, you just take all the insulin while you're getting in there and get a pump and just take photos, angles and shit and get the lighting and then you put them as your Instagram profile photo. Just saying. You're welcome, people. I've done this before. Trust me. That's 2 for wanting to train shoulders or enjoy training shoulders. Man, some of you guys. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, here we go. Now we got one. Legs. Coach's program makes a filthy pump and they're fun. I mean, legs are always fun.
Yeah.
Legs are great. Who doesn't like training legs? Gone are those days people not training legs.
I disagree. I still think it's plenty right. Up here, there's a weird phase at the moment of the TikTok trainer.
Mm.
And it's all trackies. And don't get me wrong, I love training trackies. I was fucking training trackies or skins, but these are trackies to hide legs and pump the upper body. Everything is like that. Any excuse to take off the shirt and wear the stringer to show off the developed upper body in absence of the lower body. That seems to be a thing here currently at the moment.
Isn't it like 25 degrees and sunny there every day?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know.
Who wears fucking trackies in that sort of what?
I don't know. It's just, I'm telling you what I'm seeing. And they've got the fucking cross earrings going on and they're fucking on TikTok and yeah, it's a whole thing. I sound like I'm about 45 right now, but at the same time, like it hurts me. It hurts my soul. There's days, man, the other thing is like people that are putting their clients through leg sessions and not using machines properly and then like upping weights or like trying to make it harder without like, we watched someone do the pendulum the other day. And because of the fact we're in that point in time where if you're a guy in the gym and you approach a female to say, hey, try this or hey, that its intent must be wrong. So we avoid the situation. I just don't put myself there.
Yeah.
But in saying that, the urge for me to correct someone watching them not even hit the safety depth of the pendulum squat and then up the weight and then like watch the load purely drive the knee. The way you can see their toes tensing and the way they drive is purely loading the knee and then they're going to up the weight further. And I'm just like, kudos to you for trying to use a pendulum, but at the same time,
use it properly from the start and then add weight.
Yeah, learn to train the legs so that your legs can grow properly and you reduce injuries.
Yeah, but that's always fun to watch.
Oh yeah, like that, and that's why it's just like, okay, like cool, man.
Yeah, literally, it's just It's funny. I adopt the approach now when I go to a commercial gym. I have headphones on and I just look at the floor. In between sets, I'm just looking at the floor. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to see what's going on. I don't care.
The saddest part though is watching the trainer try and tell them how to use the machine, and then they don't know it properly.
Yeah, it's even more fun. Yeah,
it's like
it's fun.
oh, like you have a pendulum that enables you to go full ass to grass, glutes to hamstrings, hamstrings to calf, and you're going knees up and out. Don't go past 90 degrees. Like,
yeah,
okay.
Special people. Special people. We have someone that enjoys training traps.
Ugh.
Yeah, like you don't train traps, do you? I feel like that's not a thing. I feel like you just do like heavy RDLs or deadlifts and they just train your traps.
I mean, yeah, but I'm also not doing heavy RDLs. We got shrugs at the moment, actually.
Yeah, I find shrugs don't do shit for the traps. It's really weird. I mean, anyway, we could be here all day arguing about that one. I've never programmed a shrug.
Really?
I'm fairly confident. So you'd have to ask my boy Darcy, because I've had him the longest, if I've ever given him a shrug. I don't think I have ever programmed a shrug now that I think about it. Don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think I think I've done, the last time I did a shrug would have been like 10 years ago, I reckon.
We've probably done a variety of different either elevation or escalation of the Levada in different movements, whether it be right rows, shrugs, face pulls.
Yeah, say face pulls I like. I know a lot of people don't, but again, it's a mechanical thing. Get the actual mechanics right of a face pull and they're fucking brilliant. But anyway, yeah, it's really weird. I don't do, no shrugs. Probably shrug enough in life that we don't need to do shrugs.
I was going to say, then how are you supposed to brush off all those problems from life, mate?
Pretty much, whatever. Should Aaron wear a Happy Gilmore Uncle Rico shirt as his new golf uniform? I have said many times, I will wear anything that is bought and sent to me. Yes. I will wear it on the podcast. You just need to buy it and send it, because I'm not going to go buy it because I'm now opening a gym, so I need to, cool off with my funds. I'm not allowed to buy stupid shit anymore. My accountant told me off. After my last few months of spending, he's just like, all right, yeah, we can't do this anymore. But
you need to be responsible.
But that's fun. Who is your hero?
See, I have different heroes for different things. That's the thing, is like I have different. Hero would be a strong word, but I have different heroes for different aspects of what I try and do.
Okay, was hero the wrong word? Should we use role model? Should we change the question, or should we go with hero?
Yeah,
I think hero. I think of Enrique Iglesias singing.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, he's my hero.
He is my hero. The way he rolls his R's
is my spirit animal.
Enrique Iglesias.
Yes, who is your hero, Ben?
Yeah, I've got. See, Peterson is the pinnacle I want to be in terms of my psychological career, and the depth and articulation that he has. Like, I envy that ability to articulate and communicate a point.
Mm-hmm.
The ability to slow down a conversation, to kind of like hold the room and be able to talk at the speed that he wants so he can get the point across.
Yep.
And his depth and understanding of certain things to do with the head, brain, mind. So that's one there. Then you've got like bodybuilding as a discipline. There's always going to be your like, I want to say Phil, but at the same time, like, it's more just like an Arnie, Ronnie kind of thing. Like, you just have that.
Well, you have an aspiration.
Yeah, that elite aspect of the field that you're in that kind of reached the pinnacle there. Not as in I'm going to be them, but more of a like that work ethic to get shit done, like on meticulous like that. I just like looking at that, going, that's what I do for fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a guy in between who's kind of a bit of both a follower now. That's really like, he's the epitome of business that I want to be. His name's Alex Hormozi, and he is like, he's the Jordan Peterson of business, but also he's jacked as shit.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's a sick mix. It's like, oh, cool, that's what I want to be.
Yeah.
That's where I want to go. And then to not all get all emotional about it, but I would say dad. And not to take away from the way Tom Brady said it, but like, yeah, when I look at the things he did and how hard he fought for certain things, like, that'd be in there as well. There's be a roster. It'd be a roster of 4.
Yeah, a roster. Yeah, that's fair enough.
And Andrew Johns. You can't not have Andrew Johns because, well, I just loved Newcastle for fucking 20 years.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for you, but that's okay. Again,
My hero was a pinger addict. What
we won't get into that one. Is this like the Andrew Johns versus Jonathan Thurston debate?
Oh, there's no debate.
Yeah, you're right. Thurston's is better, but that's fine. Let's get Tavi on.
Tavi doesn't know shit about that one.
No, but we'll get everyone on.
To get everyone to get angry.
Yeah. It's funny. It's like hero is an interesting one because it's like it's kind of like what is it that you mean by like a hero, right? Because it's, again, growing up, your connotation of hero is like a superhero. So it's kind of like, your Batman's your Superman, Spider-Man, Iron Man, whoever. Notice they're all men. We're going to get cancelled for that, but that's okay.
Brie Larson.
Yeah, we won't get into that one. But it's kind of like these people that are, obviously have these super abilities, and it's kind of like, well, to me, like that's not realistic, right? As much as that would be cool. So it's like, do I have like a hero? It's like, no. Like, do I have motivation? Yes. Do I have people that I aspire to, or to try and want to replicate and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. Sure. I wouldn't deem them to be like heroes of mine, if that makes sense. No. Like heroes, like the wrong word, but we have all these people that have achieved huge things and come from nowhere. So they're always inspiring and motivating and, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, like the biggest one for me, the closest to home is literally what you just said, is my old man, because they've been able to do some shit and go through some shit. Obviously, growing up with him, would know and sort of be like, if you can be half the man he was, or the half the man he is, I guess he's still alive. I'd be like fortunate, very fortunate, be very, very, very lucky, I think. And I always sort of say that, as much as I like to give him shit, which is always fun, because he's like half my height. So I sort of look at him, I'm like, surely I'm adopted. Like I look down at him, I'm like, mate,
where did this come from?
How are we related? But yeah,
so I think a similar premise, like one of the things that I guess always pushed me to hard work was that seeing that dad worked hard. The only issue for me was he didn't always work smart. And so that hard work, and then when he got sick and took off work, it was like all those years of slaving away from someone else in different businesses, formwork, construction, labor. And then to like the second he got sick, watch that all dissipate. It was kind of like, well, like put that work ethic into something not constructive. Constructive is the wrong word, because construction is constructive, but into a passive interest that can actually return value later on. So then you're free to do things you're actually passionate about. That was kind of my endeavor to learn from him, was that like, hard work's great, and you need to have hard work. You need to be able to like do things, and you need to be able to like get up and go do shit. But you also need to be able to know that you're doing things for future investment as well. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. I think the funniest thing is my dad being financial consultancy. Basically, it's been in money his whole life when it comes to work. He when it comes to business, I remember him being the biggest dick. And then I hear stories of like Michael Jordan, Kobe when they train and stuff like that. And, behind closed doors, they were like these assholes who, just basically demanded more. They just wanted better. Like, and I can sort of understand that. Like if I had a team around me and, I was sort of like the better of the players, and it's just like, well, I want to win and I want you guys to win. And this is how I win. So if I do this, you do this, we should all win. Like I get that.
I feel I apply that same to the friends around me. Like if I'm around people who are doing like, not doing shit, but are not doing as hard as they can do.
Capable of more. Yeah, when you're capable of more. Yeah, 100%. You expect better of them. Just like
I don't support your shitty behavior because you're being lazy and you're wasting the chance you have.
Yeah, and I remember Dad always being such a dick in meetings and stuff. I remember being at like work and stuff, and he'd just be an asshole. But it's just like he's just ruthless at the time. It's just like cool, like. We don't mix emotions with business. He's like, business is like, that's the biggest lesson I've ever been taught in business. It's like, there's no room for emotion in business. It's just like, business is business. You fuck with money, like, especially if you're fucking with my money, we have a problem. Yes. It's like, I get it. I get now being self-employed. It's like, I get it.
I was already like emotionless about money in that regard. But then, to see it in like, even seeing friends at the start of certain things, like when the business started, you started to see who supported, who was actually like kind of just like from the shadows, kind of like, oh yeah, that's nice, but see you later. And then those ones who like shut up and take my money, and you're like, okay, I see this. Yeah, I understand now. We can be firstly we can be separate, but just don't ever come to me for business again.
Yeah, exactly right. And it's just So that's why it's kind of like hero, no, but like old man taught me some stuff. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'd look at it as people that have taught me some real stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's He's shown me the ropes a lot when it comes to business. Still
I
does.
always find with the old man, it's always the things that they don't say that actually show the most.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Not direct lessons, but they're still direct lessons.
Yeah,
like,
those indirect lessons. Yeah, 100%.
Like watching the old boys' mates kind of scatter to the wind when it came time to helping out with the sickness and stuff, and like, you know, just providing things like helping mum with taking care of the yard because we couldn't get there or something like that. Just little shit where it'd be like mum and daddy go do things for them.
Yeah.
And then it came time like, okay, yeah, this is actually getting pretty serious.
Yeah.
Where are all the people that are supposed to help out?
Yeah.
And then it became like, you know, and one of the biggest things for him was having his youngest son be the one who was trying to help him. Obviously didn't feel too good.
Yeah.
His mates were doing those things. And yeah, the lessons that we were sort of discussed when I was looking after him were, you know, along the lines of always make sure you got your own shit sorted out because push comes to shove, who you actually anyone to count on.
Exactly. Yeah. It's a tough life lesson to learn, but here we are.
Indeed.
Let's finish with a much lighter question because that got pretty deep. It's disgusting.
How unlike us. I never go deep.
Yeah, that's what she said. Hold on. We have one more good question here, which is pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Chris Bumstead says sumo is cheating. Do we agree?
Oh, I mean, we're going to go into the whole discussion of mechanics and why and what you're trying to achieve out of it and what are you really trying to do with it. Why? Like, cheating. I mean, are you a powerlifter? Cool. It's just moving weight from A to B. Who gives a shit? Get it done. Be it safe. You're going to risk injury regardless, but if it's going to shorten the load or distance and duration you have to move the weight, but you can still lever it up. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, I completely and utterly agree sumo is cheating. No. Like, again, why are you sumo deadlifting? Like, again, powerlifting, sure. It's literally the only plausible situation to have a sumo deadlift. The glutes do not work in the way that you think that they do when you sumo deadlift.
Hearing people program sumo deadlifts and then say they're working their glutes hurts my fucking. I don't think I have a soul, but I know I get one for it to be hurt. Seeing that statement in someone's story or train upload is like,
yeah. When you start to understand how the glute max works and how it works in literal hip flexion and extension, and then you look at how much degree of hip flexion and extension you have in a sumo deadlift, the point is moot. Like you get a little bit of glute med because you have an external rotated femur. That's it. You don't get shit. So when everyone's like, oh, but like she's got huge glutes because she's been doing all this sumo deadlifting. It's like, no. Look at all the other work that she does. The 25,000 sets.
40 sets of glute kickbacks, booty bands.
Yeah, and all this other shit. Like, of course your glutes will grow doing all of that, but it's not that. You could take that exercise out, keep the exercises in the other ones, and you're still going to grow your butt. So this,
ladies and gentlemen, is why we test variables.
Yeah. And just don't do sumo deadlifts.
Yeah. And unless looking at why I would put a client through a sumo deadlift and trying to look at the strength, like the strength program I might write for it, I still can't even justify why I put it in there. If I wanted you to deadlift, I would just get you good at deadlifting.
Yeah.
Because deadlifting is fun. I just don't do it purely for the fatigue ratio that it stimulates my lower back and I just get pumps that fucking hurt. But like deadlifting is fun. Sumo is, if you're a powerlifter, they just give you from A to B shorter.
Yeah, I mean, majority of my clients don't deadlift. I have them doing RDLs. So
yeah, there's literally
unless you're a powerlifter,
RDLs, dumbbell RDLs, deficit RDLs.
Yeah, unless you're a powerlifter, you genuinely don't need to deadlift. Like, we then look at variety of program and fun, keeping client adherent, blah 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 blah. I get that, but at the same time, it's like you don't need to deadlift. So you don't need to squat, bench, or deadlift. If you have the energy, and I don't know, it's maybe controversial. If you have the energy or the lack of fatigue enough that you can do deadlifts consistently without getting to the point where you're like, I fucking take these out of my program, you're either not training hard enough in the other exercises or you're not lifting hard enough with the deadlift. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do a deadlift. When I was deadlifting, I'd deadlift every 2 weeks. I could not be fucked deadlifting every week. Are you serious? I want to I'd neck myself. Even
like to logically space it out, if you had a deadlift at the start of your session, which we've had before, and it fucking sucked because you go from that to the rest of your program, which would just be exhausting, or you have the rest of your program, then get to your deadlift, either way, you should be fucked and go, do I really need these in here?
Yeah, you should almost just have a day just for deadlifting. It's like just its own day. Just one lift, deadlifts.
100% should be. Go in there, but if it's fucking 4x12s or 4x15s or 4x8s, like that's gonna fucking hurt.
Yeah, then just walk out and be like, I'm done.
Right.
Yeah, the rest of the session's going to be shit if I continue on. Or then you just do some arms. There you go. That's how you put arms and shoulders. Done.
Yeah.
New program.
Arm and deadlift day.
You have deadlifts and arms.
Yeah. And the deadlifts have to come beforehand, because if you do arms first, then you're going to lose grip strength because it pumps too much, and then you're not going to do good deadlifts.
Oh yeah, you'll tear your bicep because your bicep's now fully pumped up, and it's just your elbow wants to flex the whole time. Yeah, pretty much. So basically, hook grip or use straps. There you go. Done. There you go. That's your new program, guys. Deadlifts and arms and shoulders. You sorted. Let me know how you go. Take photos. Hashtag. That's it for questions. Do we have anything coming out that we need to know about, Benjamin?
Anything coming out? Oh, started a TikTok.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, get amongst that.
Why?
Also started an OnlyFans to get amongst that. No, not really. No, just some short form content stuff that I want to get into putting out. Just a lot more, really just a lot more of the I guess vocalized of what I story, single statement points and things like that have a conclusion very quickly. That kind of just cuts through the shit and just kind of gets to a single statement. So just something else I want to try and put out there, just to really put a single location for things that can be saved as videos, as opposed to writing them as stories that disappear.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Super piss easy, but yeah, it's a lot of fun asking around. There's so many apps on my phone right now that are just about content stuff, and I get it. It's part of the job. Until I can afford to outsource it to someone to do it for me, I have to do it. I get how that works, but it's just a fucking lot.
For those listening, I was just smiling with a thumb up in the screen because fuck that. Really there, literally. I will not. I say this now. I will not be getting on TikTok anytime soon. Put it that way.
I can't even imagine it's going to take off, because it's not me with an earring of a cross that I don't even understand.
Yeah, honestly, you need one video and it'll go viral, and then that's it. That's it. And then you just need the one video, and then you pin it apparently to your shit, and then it's always there, and people always go to it, and apparently it just sends you off. Fuck that. Just take a photo of you stripping to some song, just in your towel, taking it off, and then you probably get viral, and then you post the good content. Then you post the informative and educational content.
Yeah, that's fair. Milk it first. Then
100%. First 3 or 4 posts, just you naked, and then after that, when you go into
you know that trend that chicks on Instagram were doing, where they'd go to they'd be in a towel or something against the wall, and then it turns to the red light and the music pony or something. Yeah. Just do that for me.
100%.
Just do that. Yeah,
literally just towel to no towel.
Lollipop in the mouth as well. Just really get into it.
Keen. Can I be there for the recording?
Who else is holding the camera?
I will be doing that. No hands. Anyway, I think that's enough from us. Talking too much shit. As always, guys and girls, thank you for tuning in. I know that we have been going a little bit shorter the last couple episodes, but because we have no Chris and we can't play the card game with 2 people, because it's just always going to be Ben, because he's just a promiscuous human being who has has a very filthy past. No, I'm joking.
Enjoying the priesthood.
Well, that's why it's always Ben, right there. But thanks for tuning in, guys, as always. If you do have any topics you want us to cover, please let us know. Follow us on YouTube if you haven't already. We do have these there. You can see our ugly mugs and what we look like. I'm not going to lie, my beard's looking really good today. Looking at it in the camera, it's a good beard day. So just for that, jump on, check out my beard.
Also follow the Bros and Brains. Follow the page.
Please on Instagram, bros_with_brains. I have to think about that.
We're gonna start storing things, no doubt, sooner or later.
Yeah,
just so everyone is aware, I've asked. Scaff just has to remember the details so that I can log in as well.
Yeah, I got to give Ben the code. I actually got to work out the code, so we're going to
just be stories of me ripping on people who can't take it down because I'm just going to change the password.
Yeah, I'll try that. I'll actually look at that tonight when I'm sitting on the couch watching TV. I'll try and be like, "Oh yeah, what's the code for this?" And there we go. I'll give it to Ben. No doubt it'll be the same code that I use for everything. So then he's going to have access to everything, my entire life.
Bearded Jesus 1.
How did you know? Nah. All right, that's it from us, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Catch you next week.
See you later, guys.